video here on one of the biggest questions I get asked is, what bevel should I shoot, and does it matter what bevel I shoot? So the real quick answer is no, it does not matter. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. The broadhead will do what it's made to do when it hits and impacts a target through soft tissue. The old adage where if you're a right-hand shooter, you shoot right, or if you're left, you shoot left, or vice versa, at one point was the way to do it. So we got right bevel. Okay, so when you're looking at the blade facing you, the bevel would be on the right side. And then a left bevel, when your blade is facing you, the bevel will be on the left side. So here at Toughhead, we only make screw-in broadheads, which this is the meathead 265. We only make screw-in broadheads on right bevel platforms. And the reason being is, on impact, when the broadhead hits, a right bevel will twist clockwise. So as it hits clockwise, if it encounters a bone, okay, it will keep it, all the momentum will just keep going through that and crack that bone. If it was a left bevel, and as it twists counterclockwise, on a hard impact, you run the risk of the arrow wanting to continue as the broadhead would stop. So it's just this fail-safe. It's a safety feature so that you don't lose any structural integrity in your setup. Us as a manufacturer, we don't want the responsibility of the possibility of the arrow and everything coming undone, and then if it would be such a hard impact, you lose your structural integrity right here by something turning out. Now, that is a completely extreme end of it all. Yes, you can put Loctite on the threads with the left bevel. That is totally your decision. People do it all the time. I'm not here to tell you it is wrong. I'm just explaining to you the reason why we don't make a left bevel and a screw in. Just as a manufacturer, we don't want the responsibility when you guys are out in the field and you shoot one of our heads and you hit an animal and for some reason it backs off and you lost structural integrity and you're calling me and you're mad. And I don't want that. So we only sell right bevel. So I got a target here. I'm going to zoom down here. So as you can see, I'm just going to give this a push. So as it impacts, okay, so you know your blade's twisting. So as it impacts, you can watch this blade twist. See how that's twisting to the clockwise. And you can notice if you ever shoot them in the targets, when you pull them out, you can feel them. See how that twists? So imagine that hitting a hard impact, that arrow is just going to keep turning and tightening, okay? So now if it was a left bevel, if that was turning, I'll try to force it the other way. Say you hit a hard impact, you see how now that arrow could come loose. So again, you can Loctite it, you can do other things, what have you, glue the threads and all that. But if you're going through that, I would recommend at that point to go with a direct bond type system and go with a left bevel and then, you know, call it a day. So, and there, you know, your bow, because of the way your string is constructed, sometimes will throw the arrow right or left on a spin. Your fletching will overpower that the instant it comes off the string. So most of the strings I know on compounds are going to throw it to the left, the way the strings are built. But with that fletching on the rear, as long as you give it a right helical or a right offset, 2 degree is a real good starting point for that. It's going to correct that instantaneously off that. Those feathers have so much more manipulation over that shaft than that string does throwing it off there. Now, if you're a finger shooter, you know, sometimes being a right-hand finger shooter, you could throw it off a certain way. But I found that it depends on how the string is constructed and twisted, that it causes the arrow to rotate coming off that string. But I'm right-handed. I shoot everything right bevel. I'll shoot left bevel on occasion if I have some laying around. I just make sure that you fletch it, you know, to a left bevel or a left helical or left offset. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I can get way more in depth in this, but at the end of the day, the simple answer is it does not matter what you shoot. If I have something in stock that you need and it's left bevel and you're a right bevel shooter and you have the ability to change your helical, what have you, do it. Nothing is wrong with that. I just recommend with screw-ins and we manufacture them as a right bevel. It's just what we do because of the structural integrity issue that could arise at some point. So, anyways, that's it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or send me an email, and I'm pretty good at getting back to everybody.